We haven't started yet.
So, what we are going to talk about today keenly are three things. So, one, reserve words. Reserve words is something we are going to talk about. Reserve words. Then we have data type. We did a bit of this in the database. You will have to look at it again.
Okay.
And then three, variables. These are the three key things we'll be looking at today. And this, every programming language is in. Every programming language, whether it's VB, these concepts are there. Whether in PHP, these concepts are there.
The variable, yeah, I remember we spoke about data type and variables.
Whatever language you are using, these concepts are there. So the first one we are going to look at, which is the reserve words. We know programming language is just a language. If I have to speak with you, I use English. Maybe if you want to speak with someone who understands Chi, you use Chi. If someone who understands French, you use French to communicate. The same way, the language you use to communicate with the computer, that is the programming language. So whichever one you decide to learn, these three things, you will find them there. I think this is the other guy. Yeah, hello. Yes, my sister. Good afternoon. I'm fine. I'm pleased you return. Last night I tried calling you and I just forgot it after submitting. Okay, that's fine. Okay. You're welcome. Okay. I hear. But it's not the person I thought. I sent some document to someone yesterday. I forgot to tell him that I've given to car. The person just went for it. Are you crying? Your battery is good.
It's good, but
I envy your battery. My battery maximum is 1 hour. It has to.
But my own can stay for 3 hours.
Yeah.
If there is no online.
Yeah. So let's try and understand it in that way. The VB we are looking at, or the C++, or the PHP you hear, or the ASP you hear, or the Python you hear, or the Java you hear, or the C Sharp you hear, they are all languages you use to communicate with the computer. Just like you use English, French, Chinese, Arabic. And so you're just picking one. And one of that is the VB you'll be looking at. So just that mentality is a language. Just like in English there are full stop. This one too, we have to learn that there are full stop. There are, let's say, the comma. It's rules. So one of the things, the reserve word, maybe we can call it keywords. Reserve words, keywords. English has its words, which is in Oxford Dictionary, or let's say Longman Dictionary. It has that fixed words you have to use. You can coin yours, but it's not known internationally, whichever word. So if you are using English, you have to master the Oxford or the words in the Oxford Dictionary. So the words in this language, that is also what is called the reserve words. So if you say reserve word, you're basically talking about the languages in the words in the languages dictionary.
Let me say, in the languages that the computer is able to understand, or the words that
yes, the words it will understand.
Understand.
For example, if I say I'm going to use French, there is a French
Type of-
dictionary.
So we type of French
Uh-huh.
words are you
If
using?
if you are using English, there's English dictionary. If you are using Chi, there's Chi dictionary. So whichever programming language tool you will use, it has its own dictionary, and that dictionary is what is called the keywords. The words in that dictionary, they're the keyword, or like the reserved words. So basically, that is it for the keywords. And if you take Lazy Oxford, you can get about over 200,000 words in it. You can learn all. Everybody and the small the person
You're
can learn.
meeting them.
Yeah, occasionally. If you have the need for one word, maybe you come across it. That is basically the same thing. So if you take VB or this C++ we've opened, it has 95 words. That's the good thing. The words are small. And
the Visual Basic and learn.
no, the concept is whichever language you take and its dictionary, whichever word the language you pick, it has its own dictionary. So C++, I'm using as an example, it has 95 words. And if you know all these 95 words and you really know how to use them, then there is no project you can do. What is left is your ability to interpret, to bring your ideas to use. All you have to learn is this 95 words. And if you are not careful, it can take you 10 years. And you're still struggling with this 95 words. So one thing is, if you take this one for example, let's open this one. Let's get new page, just file new. That's it. Yeah, new file.
Okay.
Now source file. You just go source file. So now here, just type any word. Let's say in your mind. Let's say any English word you know. Just any word. Let's say come. Okay, so let's say come. Now let's type any other, press enter, and then any other word you can think of.
Am I confused?
No. Source. Okay, so let's go next word. The next thing at all you can think of. Beam. Okay. Let's go. Clean. Okay. We are trying to get 20 words.
Okay. Debug.
Debug. Okay. That's good. Yeah, it's good. We're teaching young examples very complex, Papa. There are simple words like is, there, is there, and, or, and, or. Use the and. Let's use the and. Let's see and, or, be, if, then, this, even this is a boy, is you can have catch, you can have true, catch, true, maybe up,
say 21.
down. Let's add things. Let's say integer, double. We are entering mass.
Integer.
Double. decimal, numeric, float, yeah, float, and but that is it. Now look at it. You see a pattern. You see something strange in it.
Right.
The words you've typed, you just look at them. Something has happened to some of them.
Some has been dipping into.
Some have different color.
Into, let me say, has been bold.
So, how many bold ones are we having now?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have 7.
You have 7. Then the
Yeah.
the 95 words in it. We've already seen 7. So if you type a word, if let's say it's C++ or VB, and you type a word and the color changes,
It means the system already knows.
I mean it's a dictionary word.
in the. Okay.
For instance, a dictionary word in the
Just
in the
like
system.
when we were learning MySQL, where when you type something like
Name. Yeah,
the
the
system
color
already
will
knows
change.
the color will change. When you type something like decimal, the color will change.
Yes,
Time.
yes. So let's just do away with those that,
Deleting in.
the ones the color didn't change. No, the one the color, yeah, you want those that change.
Those, we only need those.
Yeah, that change.
Then as a hand integer the income.
Integer, make it int and see something. Sometimes it doesn't use the word direct. It has its own way of calling that same thing.
So MySQL int and integer and represent the same thing.
MySQL, you see, you can't use int. You have to use
But it's
integer.
there. Sometimes when you are typing, you type in, then the T, it will give you.
I thought the integer is supposed to come full.
No, sometimes the integer does come, but the integer will be there, int will be there.
The int will require you to, I think, enter a limit, something like that. Let me see if I can. Let me just see it here.
First ones now come and they work.
Okay, that's true. They're both the int and then the integer. Yeah.
I have 9.
Okay, let me see what I also have. I also have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yes, float is last and the end is first, right? Good. So right now you see 9. 9 of the 95 reserved words in C++. Now, these words, if you take, for example, you have to use them in English.
Is it 90?
They're 95. The C++. They're 95.
Reserve rate now.
For C++. And the reserve where you can say 3 words is the same. It just means the words in the languages dictionary. Oxford has about 200,000. We are lucky we have to go with just about 95. So in English, if you use and, use and in English, what does it mean? It means you are joining two sentences or two ideas or two expressions. Now, if you use or, and in English, if you use and, you can making things. That means both has to be true. If you're making a statement and use and then
this and this, that means the two sides are false,
or they can all be false. But you really mean
the two of them.
But if you use or, that means you mean either of them. That is the whole thing. And then if you use if, you know how to use if in English, and you will skip through and catch. They have their own meaning, but the whole concept is the same. How we use through and catch. The whole thing is, for example, if you are doing something and there is a problem, you can throw that problem to another thing to answer or like to solve. That is the whole concept. So if you throw, the one who is ready to answer will do what? He will catch it. So that is the whole thing. Then we have some of them into double float. But this is basically the concept of reserve words or keywords. That is just all. So as we go through, then we'll be learning those but the whole concept is we are learning the words in the language dictionary. That's all. The second one we are looking at is the data type. We see data type is the second one we are looking at. We said this a bit in the, how do you call it? MySQL that we did. It's the same concept. The information you are working with, you have to know whether you are working with numbers, whether you are working with something called string or like text, or whether you are working with date, whether you are working with decimal, yes, it comes under numbers. Whether you are working with, let's say, coordinates, whether you are working with image, coordinates like longitudes and latitudes, images, or whether you are working with graphs, whether you are working with video, whether you are working with audio. This is what the type is. The information you are working with, you have to know which type it is. That is data type. So data type is just the way you telling the computer the information I'm working with is numbers. The information I'm working with is money. The information I'm working with, it has decimal numbers. The information I'm working with, it doesn't have decimal numbers. I have both. That is just data type, or it's a text, just like somebody's name. The information I'm working with is a telephone number. That is just what data type is. So if you don't get this right, you will miss them and the computer will always be confused if you are communicating with it. If you are sending the data to the computer, you have to tell the computer this data coming is numbers. It has its own way of storing numbers. Tell him it's a text. It has its own way of storing text. If you are sending number and it has decimal point, and you don't tell the computer it has decimal point, it will handle that number as if a number with a decimal point. So it will throw your decimal point away. So you have to go down to detail, even up to decimal numbers. You have to tell the computer. That is basically what data types are also about. Now, another angle is the variables. Just like you can call them placeholders. Or maybe you can say containers. Placeholders, or there's containers. Like they're just boxes. It can maybe like just some little spaces in memory. example, if you want to give computer 2 to add, this is practically seen in maths. If they say, let's say Kofi has 2 oranges, Amma has 5 oranges. What is the total orange they both have? This mass, what we normally do first is, then you write, is let K to be Kofi's orange. Let K to be Kofi's orange. Let A, that's Amma, to be orange. Then you say let T or whatever, or total, to be total orange. So if you are writing the mass equation, then you say total is equal to K plus A. If you get this concept, that is everything about variable. The total here is a variable, A is a variable, and then A plus K. That's Kofi's orange plus Ama's orange. And you are putting the total, the sum in orange. This is just, so we've used 3 variables.
The total, Ama's orange.
The word total, this letter A, and then Kofi, they are called variables. You are using them to hold something. And that is how computers memory work. Everything you'll be working with, you have to cut a small portion of the memory and give it a name. It's a total. Cut small part of the computer's memory, call it Kofi's orange space. Cut another part of the memory and call it Ama's orange space. Now you add the space of Kofi to the space of Ama, then you put the total at the total space. It is how you solve it in programming. So let's say a typical example again. Let's say if there is a math question like calculate the area of a triangle. So what would be the formula? Yeah, triangle. If you have to go through these first steps, what are we going to do first?
You need to formulate area of a triangle, tile, square, or
area. So then you say let A, that's area, right? It's not like it has to be just one word. It can be anything you want to. So area, and then let R radius, right? So A is equal to, how do we spell pi? Okay, let's say this pi times R times R. That's R squared. So we've used, or you can say the pi to equal to 22/7. This is pi, and we are using it here. This is the value of pi. So this we've used here, they are variables. The A, the pi, the R, the everything. Just the whole idea of variable.
so the analysis made up that are not part of the variable, but then the final, we say analyze the items that you use, like
they are the variables.
The key, we say now, that is the key words now we use in a
variable. If I want to tell you to give me your name, I have to represent that by a variable, so that I'll store your name in it. If I need your age, I have to create a variable so that I'll store your name in it. if I need your gender, I have to create a variable and store everything you're working with. You have to create a variable. And
this one, my SQL, SQL will be a little bit cheaper than.
Oh, but it's the same concept. Okay, there you didn't use variable. You didn't use that concept of variable, but we did data types. But we didn't do variable. But that same variable idea is there. Is there. So everything you are working. Now let's see another example. Let's say you want to calculate, or if you can do it your side, a rectangle. This time a rectangle. Area of a rectangle.
Okay.
So you write this process.
The question can be like find
the area of the rectangle.
Rectangle.
You can make it area and parameter.
Area.
Of a triangle. No, rectangle. Yeah. Rectangle. So the first thing you will have to do is to think of the things you need to work this answer. So
you let.
We need area, isn't it?
So area.
So
will be equals to A.
Yeah, let's say let
area
is equal to A. Next line.
Equal to say A. Then we have length.
Okay, so let's
length equal to L.
L. Okay, that's great. So
then you let breadth.
So let's breadth is equal to
area no spell and BBL. Breadth equal to B. And you let length times breadth. I said we need the parameter here, the sum of the circumference.
The sum of the circumference. Okay.
Twice of this.
Okay, twice of the
twice
length
of
plus.
this.
Okay.
So this one parameter.
Okay.
So first of all, you have to find the area.
Okay.
So the area, that means this means A is equal to, that is L. L times B.
Okay.
Then the parameter, let parameter.
Okay.
Parameter equals to say P.
Okay.
So that means if area is this, then parameter is P is also equal to P is equals to twice of this, that is L L2. Well, is it 2L?
Yeah, 2L.
Yes, it is 2L plus plus 2 plus, is it 2B?
Yeah. 100%. This is the whole concept.
The variable.
The variable. And that is the whole concept if you are programming. You will be assigning the idea, the things you need to variables. Then finally you will now be adding the variables, you'll be subtracting them, you'll be multiplying them, or you'll be displaying them, or you'll be transferring them. That is the whole thing. Everything you need to pick them and then put them in a variable. Then you start manipulating. But the thing you have to understand is that variable behind the scene, you're actually telling the computer, create some small space here, I name it A. Create another small space, name it B. Create another small space, name it L. Create another small space, name it P. That's what you just told the computer. Now, one thing I like about what you see, you realize when you started here, you didn't add let parameter is equal to P. But when you got down here, you want to calculate, then you came back and then fix it there. So there are two ideas. Is it that when you want to start a program, you have to think of all the parameters you need and list all of them before you start. Or you should start going at any time you need it, then you create that space.
I mean, my dream me say they are my SQL because sometimes I say usually I observe that tables you don't bother arranging them because of their relationship. Because I'm learning. Let me say I'm not concerned with it. And sometimes
what you did is not wrong. I'm only telling you that there are that two schools of thought. Some will say, oh, spend enough time to really know all the things you need. Declare them. So in your code, there will be a section, like variable section, where you are declaring all things. Let P is equal to parameter.
And I think when you do it like this, make the computer things faster.
No, there's no difference.
There is no anything than mixing them. Let me say, the way you try to say, near the barbershop, now the parameter and barbershop, so the first
no, it wouldn't have changed anything. The only thing you have to take note is whichever variable you want to use,
you define them.
You must have defined it already. It's not like for every language, but for most of the language, there are other languages you can just start using it direct. Like when we go to the parameter, you don't need to come back and say parameter is equal to P. You can just start using P, and the computer will understand. But that is something different for other languages. So that is the whole concept of variable declaration, or like variable. What we are not doing here is we are not telling the computer is A an integer, is A has decimal, could A be up to 5 decimal places. That is what we didn't add. So ideally, if you come back, you will say let area is equal to, let's say, A as integer.
So here like here
so as integer, then bref is equal to B as integer, parameter is equal to P as integer. So
the whole thing is when you understand.
Yes. This is just what we did. In the space you want to create, you have to tell the computer this space.
It's just like when you are, is it joining you usually ask me.
No, if you want to give some column
another name. Okay. But that is changing another this.
Yeah.
You say maybe from title notepad, you want to change it to name this as this.
Yeah. So that is it. So we'll be moving to the main. That is the whole thing. So that is the whole concept. And if you are able to understand this three, the reserved word, the Datatype, and then the variables. So you see
at the we say Datatype, you made mention of let it come. Yours should come. This one. coordinates.
Coordinate, that means you've not had a program that has to do with coordinates. For example, if you are working on a project and you need to save, let's say, locations, globe, longitude and latitude, you know, it's always X and Y values.
Okay.
And so if you have to save such a data, then you use coordinates. So basically that is it.
At Faude, where I'm staying, when a plane is about to land in Kumasi, it sound like this.
Okay.
As a mudro on Nanuma, you motize them.
Okay, then you are close. Yeah.
Then you see that the noise is as if the thing is about to even fall.
So now, with this concept,
is it the same thing in Visual Basic?
this same concept is the same in all languages. This same concept is the same in all languages. Yo, yeah, if I want to say power, I should have told you to buy 2. Yeah. Okay, you want to what's up with you, man? No, I think it's very bad. I'm not connected. Nice, I think it's Wi-Fi alarm. I'm sure that they are students.
There is an open one.
They should have an account. Yeah. Okay.
You are opening your own that is secure. Then there is an open one. I don't know whether it's correct or not.
So,
It was cautioned.
the concept of data type, variable, reserved word, cut across. Now, the differences is what the language will call the word from the data type. Some will say integer, some will say int. You see, that's the difference. Some will say let a is called to integer. You see, let a is called to integer. Some will say integer is equal to a. Some will say integer a. You see, different ways of saying it. But that is the whole concept. Different ways of saying it. Now, so let's move straight to that C++ we opened. And then let's repeat that same question the one you did. The one with the parameter.
If float and everything.
Yeah, we'll get there. You can clear them. Or another way is you can highlight everything. Okay, you remember comments? Because we did comments.
But
Bring
maybe the one we did at we did something like
good. But that doesn't work here. This one too has its own way of doing comments. You see, in MySQL is dash. That one, MySQL is dash. You see, but that doesn't work. This one is /2. 2 /.
like this one. Okay, the character.
Yeah. So the ideas are the same, but whichever platform you are and the key things to use. So if you want to move from one language to another, you just have to go and learn the dictionary, because you already have your understanding of programming already. So let's change these ones to comment, and by commenting them, we want to say that they are not part of what we are doing, but we want to be looking at them, so we don't want to delete them. This one you just need it at this side. You don't need it at this side again. So let's see. You do this. 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 do this, you do this, you do this.
That's a medium, yeah.
The header is not there yet.
I don't know.
It means something.
What does it mean? The thing has been selected.
That red selection means something, but we've not reached there yet. If it turns red, meaning you click this side.
I realize I want to do it goes on.
Now another way of doing it is, let me see, if I undo all mine and I want to comment everything, I'll just come to the first, I'll press the dash, you understand? Then I'll press asterisk, then I'll come to the last ending, I'll press the asterisk and I'll press the dash. So undo everything and say something. Just Ctrl Z, Ctrl Z. So now slash, just one asterisk, you see, or color has to, then come to the ending, press one, enter, one, just enter. Yes, asterisk, dash. That
It's
means
like
everything
the other one is it you use brackets. Like when you want to put everything into a single something.
Yeah, you use brackets
and then at the end you use semicolon to close.
It's curly. We're using I think curly bracket also. But this one that you're putting into this, you mean you don't need them. They are not part of what you're coming to do. So now let's see that same parameter thing you did. The question is, let's type the question again. So find the area and parameter of the rectangle. No, we just need the, okay, you can leave it, just leave it, but we will turn them to how this language actually writes them.
Okay.
So, and because this question, you don't want the computer to run this question you've written, that means you have to also make it a comment. You understand?
This.
So you can just copy this one and bring it here, like this one will be part of it. The star, this star,
like this one.
So just bring it down here.
Cut it off.
Perfect. So that's basically the hand. So
then you don't see this here.
hand. So you need this, but this is what we're going to work on. So I made them comment the question I wrote. So the first one that we wrote as let A to equal to area.
You type let, because me I did not type.
Yeah,
only area is equal to.
it's understandable. It's understandable. Now, how to write that one in C++? You will say int A.
Okay.
That is all.
So just type like this.
Int space A.
Space. Then type
A. Then you full stop.
full stop.
Good. That is all you've done with the A.
Okay. Then you come to the next one.
Yes.
L.
Int.
Is it int L?
Int L. Full stop. Int B. Full stop. Int P. Full stop.
B. Full stop. Then int P.
Yeah.
Full stop.
So we finished declaring them.
Okay.
But the difference is the full stop for C++ to indicate you are at the end of a sentence. It's not the actual full stop. stop we know is
Like-
semicolon.
Okay.
So you will
Semicolon,
use
just like the same thing in, just like this.
which one? Yeah, that is what you use to end a sentence.
It's just the same thing as in MySQL, like when you finish a particular table and then you want to,
yeah, the same window you want to
window to-
bring ahead. So
And
you
that is
use
the end of the
yeah,
particular
a statement. That is, you are done with one statement. Just like English, if you write a statement, you bring full stop. It's when you are done with a statement, you bring semicolon. So replace the dot with semicolon.
this one. So the two does not count.
No. It's just the
Like this.
the semicolon. Yeah. So it has happened for all the rest. The A, the LB. I have to change all those ones to semicolon.
So when do we use full stop?
This one doesn't have full stop. This is what the meaning of full stop, but that character full stop is not used in this. But this is what represents that full stop. So we are just going that way.
See, Queen.
So now the A, that's the area, right? The L is the length. The B is the breadth. So which ones are we to find?
We are going to find A
No, it's,
and
I
then
think
P.
we'll be given, yeah, we'll be given L,
Yes.
right? We'll be given B.
Yes. Then we use it to find A and P.
P. So to indicate we have been given L, we will say L is equal to, let's say, assuming 30. B, let's say 50.
So L, but bring the equal sign.
Yeah.
How much?
Any figure at all you want.
Let's all use the same. So that
I
will-
use 30.
30. So that will all be in the same. Will you bring full stop?
Yes, you have to make full stop.
Then B.
B,
B to be what?
I use 50.
50. Then full stop.
Full stop. So then you say A is equal to B,
A.
B times L, right?
A. Yes.
A is equal
Equal
to
to
B.
B. Like I'm typing in capital letters and small. You know, in my SQL, when you type, automatically it goes to small letters. Is this one the same?
It will not go.
So once I've used caps, I should use caps.
Yes, it's something I wanted to talk about. In that concept, we normally say it is case sensitive.
Okay.
So if you are using capital letters, then you have to use capital letters throughout. If you are using small letters, you have to use small letters throughout. Capital A and small a are different.
So preferably a single font style should be used when
Not font style per se, but this is case. You call it case.
Yes,
This is a font, you mean like the families.
The case.
It depends on which one you prefer. So
And then cap. So you have A is equal to that is length times breadth. That is L. Like this. With L. Then the times. Should I use that? Times breadth. That is B. And then full stop, right?
yeah.
And then we have P to also to be equals to 2L plus 2B, remember?
Yeah.
Then close.
Full stop.
Is that all?
So now what is left is to display our answer. So you will say, like, ideally what we should have just typed is let's say display C, or like display A.
Okay.
That will have display area.
Okay.
Then you should say display P, and that will display parameter.
So we say display
Then space,
space A.
Yeah, that's the area.
A. Then full
Full
stop.
stop. Yeah. After writing, you have to bring full stop.
Okay. Then display
P. Full stop. That's it. But in C++, you don't use display. The word they use is see out. See out.
So the display will change to, let me
So
see.
this display will
So
change.
now that we are not using this, we are not interested in this, right?
You can just replace the display, or you can comment it and write.
And that is why I want to. So you see,
I really like light off, or isn't the giving off?
no, mine is charging.
Okay, mine is charging too. My screen changed. It's okay, it's there.
So the whole thing will now be like
See out.
C out.
Yes.
Like CEE.
No, it's just C.
Okay, like this. C.
Then out.
Okay. Then I'll just type the out.
Yeah, out.
So it will see out like this.
This is the word that represents display in C++.
Okay.
So this display A.
A. Then close, then
Display.
C out.
Yes, C
P.
out. P.
Then close.
Gradually we are. I hope you are following.
But my present status, yeah, is like my call my SQL. It's like my SQL is like you run.
How we have to run? You write all this and then you run.
Okay.
So we've not gotten. Now if the run is here to really see what you've done. There should be, this is run.
And this one.
You see?
Run, yeah.
But if you click, it will tell you error. It will tell you error. Now, the next thing we have to do is, instead of the space, you see, we use space. What you actually use is two less than, not space.
Like you type this less than, so you see
two of the less thans. No. Just
okay, like this.
less than.
And you say when you the back so once I
but you see that you are getting the concept.
When you start
Yes.
my SQL I was selecting
run. Yeah.
Now run.
So
instead of selecting or something like, I'll just click like the end like this and go and click
run.
the first thing to work.
So this is how you are to write it. Now, for the computer to be able
SQL to bring space, you bring underscore.
No, the underscore.
Like separate to.
No, this one we are not separating. It's just a way of telling the computer this is what I'm displaying. And so this is part of the out. Like this is what I'm displaying. So that is now to be able to finally display this. The computer needs some resources before it can display. It is just in something with type. Now to go and tell the processor to go and create that memory space, put those values in it and do the actual calculation and give it the answer, the computer needs to bring certain things to use. So we have to go and include those things first. So let's go top after the comment, or let's say even top before your things you've commented.
So boom.
Yes. So just pull everything down so that I can get space. And then you press hash include. Then you write the word include.
Hash,
or like the pound key.
Like this.
No, use that.
Yeah,
then you write include. Then include space. You open space. Give space. And then write IO stream.
IO
stream. Yes. The I represent input. You see, that means my program, I'm using the keyboard for input. The output represents your screen. So that means in my program, I need screen. My program, I need keyboard. This is what we are telling the computer. But you put it inside, less than, and greater than again.
So this one,
that IO string should be inside.
So before you type this, it should have been
just from here.
Here.
Yes.
Here.
You should have opened
like
this exactly, and then you now close it here.
Close it here doing this.
Perfect. Now this gives us the keyboard. This gives us the screen.
Okay.
Now we can add that description as comment. Of them.
When you do that, you decide to cut this and say paste it here and say this.
Okay.
You said this.
Or whichever explanation you can give so that you know what the IO means later. Later when you
we are trying to define only the.
You give any word that will let you remember this someday.
Okay. So.
So whichever English you use to describe this thing you've written, so that someday if you just pick it, you know why you put that in there.
So we said the IO stream is.
You're just telling the computer, I need input device, I need output device. And the input device automatically or by default is the keyboard.
You initially use a particular design. I think that one I can't remember. Yeah, about from it.
Yeah.
You said this gives you also one kind.
It's just normal English I use, so it doesn't have to be mine. You will have to know why you have to write so that you understand it later.
Okay, this gives.
Please, you can take this.
Didi.
I forgot. I should have told. I was chatting him to buy it, but I forgot to tell him to buy it. That he is there drinking it, and I told him to bring me some.
Is it this displays our?
No, we are telling the computer we want to use the keyboard and then the screen monitor.
So the entire this. Only this.
So this one tells the computer to make available the keyboard and then the
computer. Using what?
We need display. We need a monitor and then keyboard to work with.
The monitor.
Monitor and keyboard to work with.
We are already in the stream, so comment member. This one down.
So that is what the IO stream means. And the way to tell the computer is to begin your line with the hash and and write the word include. That means include access to the screen and access to the keyboard in our program. This program is going to display the area. You see how you are struggling just to display the MySQL. You just write and then you
highlight and
you run. Automatically it has put the screen for you to display automatically. You know you are using the keyboard, but now you have to tell the computer I'm using the keyboard. I'm using the screen to display, and they are saying stream because of how computer handle data. if you are typing, it's like the characters are flowing, the ABC, this thing, that's what like stream of water. That is how it passed through the system. So that is why they use the word. So now, after getting the keyboard and the monitor, there's one other thing we also have to add. Some other fast computer we'll be working with in order to display this simple this thing we want to. So that one too, then you will say using. Now we are going to use. You will type the word using namespace.
Using
namespace.
So these are part of the words, right?
Yes.
Include using.
Using. So then so using the namespace. So using the namespace, write the word namespace.
ED.
No, space, namespace. No, write the word space. Name.
I should type the word name.
Namespace. Like type the word namespace.
Like name.
Then space. But don't bring space in between. It's one word.
Okay. Like this. Namespace.
Then STD. STD. Full stop. Standard.
Okay.
Full stop. This is not sexually transmitted disease. Full stop.
Right.
We are bringing the things we need to be running our program.
So now, the namespace, what does that stand for?
It contains some files. It's a location with some files the computer will be using. Like the more we go, we begin to understand how internally the computer handles these things. But for now, let's say there is that file that the computer would need also aside the screen and then the keyboard. Now before it can even also display it, there's something called linker to link it to some other program. Then that program will convert it to a way the computer will understand. You know, computer works in base 2.
Yes.
And now you're typing A. You've typed
and A to a never 10.
So it will turn the value of A into 000. So behind the scenes, the computer needs a lot of things. Those are the things you are trying to get. Now, after getting these two things, there is something called entry. It's like if you are entering Ghana, there is a main point you have to enter before you can come and work. Now, if just the concept of entry point, so you can even write 2,000 lines of these things we are typing, but you have to tell the computer, my entry point is here. You see, you have to start running my code. You can go and start from, let's say, line 50 or line 30. The way
so like what we are doing, our main interest is here. This one, let me remove it. See, our starting, let's see, our main starting point is at 31.
For now, I mean, the 31. This is where our interest, the program actually starts from. But these ones can be somewhere down here. But if the computer is to start doing something, you shouldn't come and start from, let's say, here, meaning it has skipped this. Now, the way to tell the computer, this is where you have to start, is to write int, then the word main.
So, here, after standard,
yes. Then you go down, you can give one space just to make it nice in display. Like I mean, enter, press, just once.
So it's
int, main, the space main.
The int and main should be
no. So this tell the computer This is the point to start. No, remember, it will skip these ones.
Yes.
So that one doesn't matter. Now, bracket open, bracket close. You see, it has some sense in it. As soon as you type bracket open, you know it has to get
certain things.
bracket close. You see, you type bracket open and it brought bracket close automatically. You know those things move together. Now come out of it. Now type curly bracket.
This one.
You see, it has bring you the closing tool. Now everything you'll be typing in your life, it should be between this curly bracket open and the closing. So when you have to copy everything down there and paste it in here, the comment, everything, you just copy everything and paste it there. So that is it. This is it. Now we come here,
including the comments.
Everything. Just to here. So I'll just copy everything to the last word.
Yeah, I'm cutting.
Yeah, you have to cut.
I've cut it.
I'm using the word comment, but the actual thing you have to do is to just cut and then paste it inside.
So something paste.
Undo and let me see something. Click here and then press enter. Press enter again to make sure you are in between it. Okay. So now you are guaranteed you are in between the bracket open, the bracket close, the curly bracket open, and then you can paste. So this is it. See, now go down and let's see. The last thing we have to see now should be this. We is closing everything inside what we have typed.
So ideally, nka me ya on maybe share nka o se me share with
hash include
int. Let me say hash include
using namespace, then int main, you open and close,
ideal.
you come inside, yes, then you start typing.
Just like MySQL, before you start creating a table or creating a table, you have to create either a schema or let me say,
like if you are creating a table, basically that's what you are doing. You are creating schema. But this actually has to do with things you need to create that table. For the computer to be able to create that table. That's what we are doing here. So we are done. So now, just say just to type, that's to print area. That is what we are doing. Or let's remove the parameter first and print only the area. So let's go down and remove the parameter, the one that prints the parameter here.
So I can cut this one off.
Okay, another way is to comment it. That was what I did. So that because later we will print it. So that is it. So now we are guaranteed we want to just print only area. So now we can press the run.
Just press it, no highlight.
No. Just because you've told it where it has to start, so it will know everything. So just press the.
It's not.
I'm coming. Run. That our source file is not compiled. This is it. Remember I told you computer works with zeros and ones. Now we have typed A, B, C, D parameter. How does the computer know? So it will have to compile it first.
Okay.
It will have to change it to a way computer will understand. So if you are to run, you are doing two things. This is very important. You will first of all compile before you run. You compile it to a way that you change it to a way the computer can work with before the computer display. So that change is the compilation. So you will say C++ is a compiled program. C++ is a compiled language. This is a typical question they normally ask. Like, why is C++ a compiled language? Or what does it mean if you say program is a compiled language?
Because it conveys, it does not understand what you have typed.
So you have to convert it to
its
a way the computer will understand. It's it's more technical than that. But for now, and the thing we have to understand is it's changing it to
It's
a way the computer will understand. Let's speak it for now, because there are different ways of changing it. But that one too is not called compile. You can say interpret or like assemble. There are different ways. But the whole idea is you are changing it to a way the computer will now understand. So here you will have to say yes. And to be able to do that, you have to save the file first. So say yes. You see, it's telling you to save it. All what we have done, we've not been saving. Because ideally, you should have been saving. So just pick any location you want to. It's good to get a folder so that you're doing those ones in it. So let's say on my desktop, I'm creating a new folder. So let's create a folder on desktop, and then I would say like C++ TUT, that's for tutorial. Then I'll open that one.
remember practice you see and I say
And the new version, I say CAL.
it's a practice like
CE, okay, CE, okay. I think this is the new version.
Yeah, I'll say, hey, the same require send me a experiment come. Oh, say, we need to hold the
I'm sure that's not a new name. Stop one student.
You know how much attach and one cash. So that is done.
So now let's save it in that file.
The name.
You open this one first. Double click it. I will like open it. Okay. So one important thing here you always have to take note of. Just like if you have Word, you save it with DOC.
Yes.
It's the name of the
Word
file .doc. If it's Excel, the name of the word .xl, either S or depending on which version of the Excel you are using. So if you are working with C++ file, it has to end with .cpp.
Okay. It's the same thing like
Convention People's Party.
When you are saving and you use in Access, when you are saving and you delete the dots,
the extension,
it will save alright, but you can never open it. You won't get that file back.
Yeah.
And then
unless maybe you go back to add that extension before.
Project management to the same thing.
So that's the whole concept. And sometimes the computer is crazy. You type your own thing, then it will add its own extension. So the way to tell the computer, idiot, don't use any extension, leave mine as it is to type everything you are typing in quote. So you put back two quotes and then type just quote. So two of them, clean everything there. No, just clean everything
like this.
Then write two quotes.
Is it the top one or the
double? So inside it, then whatever name you want to call the file. So it's a first project, or like my first project. So like .cpp
with Myanmar space.
No, it's not only C++. Space. No, I've not tested. I will not advise it because it will cause you trouble later. But if you want, you can use underscore.
First project.
So now .cpp. You know, it has to end with CPP. .cpp.
What's enough publishing?
CPP, Convention Post Party. Now, because it is in code, the computer will not add any extension to it. It will just
like the appearance.
Yeah.
To say the appear or type of bands.
No, sometimes if you type if you try to save something, it's a document. You realize the computer don't mind adding .txt to it, changing it to text. But to eliminate that computer's thinking, then you put everything in this code and say, no, I know what I'm doing. Just leave it like that. So now let's save it. So it's okay. You have gotten error. I've also gotten error. So
You said I think the error area is the include. No,
you see, it's giving different things. Error.
using does
Eh.
not mean
Now,
the type.
I'm also getting B was not declared in this scope.
And then B that is on integer constants.
Okay, we are all having our own challenges. I thought mine should secretly run so that we go through yours. But I've
The first one is number 1.
let me
And
see.
the second one.
Okay. I've been able to. Okay, I have gotten my answer. 1,500.
As you see, album.
Is that not to check the figures? The area, what are we supposed to get? By the values we gave.
50 by 130 and 1,500.
That time, so I have gotten my answer. Okay, then you have a long way to go. But the first thing you have to do is all those things I told you, they are keywords, they are reserved words. Change everything to small letters. They are not capital letters. And if you type capital letters, the hash include IO string, int, main, everything has to be with small letters.
Using namespace.
I'm aiming it.
The IO stream to
Everything. They see out. I'll just spray, then I'll get to water too. These ones are yours. You remember, you said let A is equal to A, so the computer don't care.
So it doesn't care.
But the main ones that computer has to do with. These ones you can leave them like that.
It's like when I run, I have to different changing.
This should tell you something here. The first one, the STD. So you have to trace the STD up there. And see how you put it. So you go to capital letters. STD. So and that's the STD, right? So it expects the STD to be. What are you saying again?
Then L, C out.
Which one are you pressing? Okay, and then take this one and see. See, there are two things here. See, this one says run, and this one says compile and run. If you keep pressing the run, it will just be running the old one it compiled the first time you tried.
So this one.
So you always have to compile and run.
This one is on the
B is asking something about it. Good. The 2L. You can't write it that way. It has to be 2 times L. Human being will know what 2L is. But computer will not understand 2L. So it's 2 times L. So then you compile and run again. Boom! So we've compiled the first one.
But this one is like